Hi guys, I'm Haley. And today I'm going over in the quiz access. It's chapter 5 and problem 6. Um, Alrighty, I'm just gonna read this. It says Lopez Company reported the following current year data for its only product. The company uses a periodic inventory system, and its ending inventory consists of 360 units minus 120 from each of the last three purchases. And this says determine the cost assigned to ending inventory and to cost of goods sold for the following. So I'm just going to do these in order. So first we'll start with A, which is specific identification. We're supposed to find the ending inventory and cost of goods sold. So to find the specific identification for ending inventory, we're going to take the 120 from right here, and we're going to multiply it by the unit costs from the last three right here. So we're going to do 120. First, I'll times it by 4.10. 120 times 4.10, and that equals 492. Then we're going to do 120 times 3.60, and that equals 432. And then we're going to times 120 by 3.30. That equals 396. Okay, then we're going to take each of those numbers and add them up. So 396 plus 432 plus 492, and that adds up to equal 1,320. And that is for the ending inventory side. And then to find out the cost of goods sold, you do the same exact thing pretty much every time. It's 11,000. You take the total value, which is 11,112, and you subtract it by the ending inventory. So on my calculator, if I do 11,112, if I do minus the ending inventory, which is 1,320, that adds up to equal 9,792, which is the cost of goods sold for specific identification. Now moving on to the weighted average. For weighted average, we take the total dollar amount, which again is 11,112. Um, and we take that and we divide it by the total units, which is 3,220. So 11,112 divided by 3,220. And that equals our total average unit price, which rounds up to be 3.45. And we take 3.45 and we times it by 360 right here. And that adds up to be 1,242.34. And again, it's rounded. That equals ending inventory for weighted average. And then to find the cost of goods sold, we again do the same thing here. We do 1,000 or 11,112. And we subtract the ending inventory. So 11,112 minus 1,242.34. That adds up to equal 9,869. Alrighty, and then moving on to FIFO, or first in, first out. For FIFO, we take 360 units here, and we times it. So for FIFO, we're taking 360 units from this last month, and we times it by 410. So 360 times 4.10. That adds up to equal 1,476. And then to find cost of goods sold, we take 11,112 and we subtract 1,476. and that equals 9,636. And then for LIFO, last in, first out, um, because last in and first out, and we've already sold all the most recent units, we now take 220 from the first one of the beginning inventory. We multiply it by the unit's price of 280. So we do 220 times 280. And with that, we get 616. And then to get the total ending inventory of 360, we take 140 units and multiply it by, so yeah, you take 140 and you times it by 3.25. And with that, you get 455. When you add 455 to 616 from earlier, with that, you get 1,071. Then again, to find cost of goods sold, you take 11,112 and you subtract 1,071. And with that, you get 10,041. And that's all you do for this side. Then over here, the question is, which method yields the highest net income? And for the highest net income, the answer is going to come from whichever one has the lowest cost of goods sold. And we can see here that FIFO has the lowest cost of goods sold. So